Hey everyone, I'm Sarah with Premier Couture here in the charming village of Cambridge, and thanks for tuning in to Shop Talk with Sarah. If you watch Laura and Rosemary, you'll notice I felt a lot like Rosemary there, which is kind of fun, but it is a charming little village. Today I'm really excited to show you a few gowns that are kind of off the beaten path. Of course, we have other options as well if you're someone who really just doesn't want that traditional look. We're also going to introduce our new stylist, Jerica, who I'm really excited for all of you to meet. But first, as always, I want to share our Monday memory. So we're gonna throw a slideshow up right over here. And this is kind of cool because if you started watching, I think when maybe even the first memory that we shared, it was either the first or second, we talked about Amanda getting engaged during a Non-Point concert at the Taste of Madison because her fiance had seen the band, I think it was like 10 times at that point, and they became friends with the band. And he proposed to her on stage, and that's super awesome. And now we get a little memory from her wedding. So you'll see there are pictures from her engagement, and then also a few from her wedding, and I just love the sunflowers that were all around. Big fan. I think they're so bright and happy. But here is Amanda's memory from her wedding day this time. She says, "My husband did a beautiful speech to my daughter that day and gave her a necklace. That moment symbolized us becoming a family together. It was very special and there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Also, my grandpa walked me down the aisle in place of my grandma that passed away in June. It was a very special day. My dress was so beautiful. I'm so glad that I came to your store and not a big box store. Your store made dress shopping more intimate and special." I love, it's kind of like a mix of the whole day there, and there is something about when the fiance, be it bride or groom, almost husband, brings in the kids in that way, and I just really love that he gave her a necklace and gave her a little speech. I think that's so sweet, and I'm sure that her daughter will also treasure that memory. So that's really awesome. And I'm so glad that you were able to come here for your dress, because really that's what we want. We want to create a special moment for you when you're looking for your dress as well. Because we know sometimes bridal shopping, it can be scary and nerve-wracking, and we want to take all of that away and just give you a nice special moment with your friends and family, whoever you decide to bring with. So thank you, Amanda, for sharing another memory. So glad you had an awesome wedding day, and like I said, those sunflowers, beautiful, great choice. I just love that whole thing. So we're going to take that slideshow down, and I want to tell you a little bit about these dresses behind me. And of course, if you have any questions, let us know. At the end, we'll check in with Jason and see what you have to ask, and I will answer them now. If you think of a question while we're not live, still get it down there and we'll answer you in the comments below, okay? So like I said, we know not all of you want that really traditional bridal gown, and that can mean different things for different people, but I really wanted to show you a few of our gowns that are a little off the beaten path of what people normally think of, if they're thinking really classic. And if you looked at Laura and Rosemary's videos the past, I think about the past month, they did some different bridal groupings. So if you're looking for boho, the classic look, or glamorous, you can go back and look at theirs. Really great videos. But tonight, we're doing these off the beaten path gowns. This first one I love. It was not here when I went on maternity leave, and I came back and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And what I think is awesome is it's a really great mix of where you're getting that little bit of traditional, because we all have a family member who wants you to wear it, right? So you get a little bit of that, but then this really cool skirt. And I almost think of it, I'm trying to think of a good word for the cut of the skirt, because it's really fun and I almost want to say jagged, but it's not like a bad jagged. When you go and you get your hair cut in layers, it kind of reminds me of that, but on a really beautiful dress. So really cool skirt, which I think is awesome. You're going to get that really fun aspect there. And then just this cute strap where it just hangs off the side. So you have that off the shoulder, but also the spaghetti strap if you want to feel that little bit of security. And of course, you know me, I'm going to love the little bits of bling in there, but it's really subtle. So that's really cool as well. So really great dress if you kind of want that mix of different, but a little bit of that traditional in there. This next one, I actually have a couple of pictures to show you as well. As you can see, it's this really cool floral design, which I think is really awesome. And we have an ivory skirt on it right now, but you can also do it without an overskirt. This ivory skirt is separate. Or there is also a pink skirt, which I think is really cool, but just, different ways to give a different look, And just really throwing a skirt like this over anything that's a little more fitted, I think can be really cool and make it really unique in yours. But once again, this floral look, I think it's great for any bride who really wants to do something a little different, but it still feels really really bridal, which I think is really cool. And once again, one thing about throwing that skirt over the top that I think is super cool is that you can wear it for the ceremony and then take it off for the reception. It's like you have a whole new dress, you know, and that's always a fun thing to me when you can do that while still using one gown. Of course, if you want to do two, totally awesome too. I'm also a fan of that, but I just like different dresses, right? That's why I work in a dress shop. This next one I love. I think it's a really cool fabric, and I'm really thinking if Jason zooms in on there, you can get a little bit of a feel for the texture because it feels really cool. It has a little bit of that like silver embroidery in there, so you get a little shimmer. And it's just really awesome. And of course, you know me, I'll always add more bling. So I'm going to quickly grab a little belt to show you because I think it's a really cool way to show off your waist. I think this dress does a really great job of it already. I'm just going to squeeze behind this mannequin here. But look at, if you throw a little sparkly belt on there, how cute is that? I think it's just a great way to give it a whole nother look. And once again, you can do anything there, which I think is a great thing about belts, is you can really customize it. The other cool thing about this dress is it has pockets. And I know as women, getting pockets and things, it's not always the easiest thing to do, right? So now that they've started adding them into dresses, really awesome. You can put all your stuff in there. You don't have to worry about asking your husband or your bridesmaids to carry anything or having a little clutch that you have to keep track of all day. You can just throw lip gloss, lipstick, you know, a couple tissues if you're one of a crier like my sister. You can keep all of that right in your pocket and not have to worry about trying to track anyone down for all that. Of course, we do have other options. I know we have dresses that come in colors, so if you're like wanting blue or pink or anything like that, we have dresses that come like that as well, which is once again a really great way to do something a little different, a little off the beaten path. And of course, if you want to do something real crazy, we can really work with you to do that. We really like customizing and kind of finding what's going to be your style. So whether that's, like I said, that traditional classic look, boho, we're going to cover all that. But also if you're worried about not being able to find something that's different for you, that you really want something that people aren't going to expect, or that, you know, it's just, like I said, different. I'm going to say that word over and over again. Then we can really help you with that as well. And this is just a few of the options. Thanks for watching that. I'm going to quickly see, are there any questions about these dresses? Okay, perfect. Well, then I'm going to introduce Jerica, who's our new stylist. She's going to come in and tell you a little bit about herself. I'm going to ask some questions. This is Jerica. Hi. She's been working here about how long now?
Like 2 months.
About 2 months. So she kind of came in when I left, so it was kind of fun to be able to meet a new person when I came back. That was really cool. So Jerica, what did you do before working here?
Before I worked here, I worked at Maurice's. I worked at Maurice's in Janesville and one in Minnesota. Maurice's is, if you haven't heard of it, it's like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's just another clothing store. Yeah.
It's really nice that you have that background because you've worked with people when they're trying to find things that they feel comfortable in.
Yeah.
And that's just like a whole nother aspect of working here. So it's awesome that you have that background, right? What brought you to Premier Couture? What made you want to work here?
Well, I've always loved weddings. When I was little, my mom and her best friend were wedding coordinators. And so I got to watch as they did weddings, and like brides would come to my mom and they'd be stressed and have problems, and then she would just like make them feel better. And it was kind of magical how she could just totally like get rid of any worries, and I wanted to always do that. So I got to do a little bit of that with Maurice's, with helping people find the perfect thing and taking care of them, but it's even more so in bridal.
That's really cool. See, I learned something new today too, because I did not know that. But it's really awesome that you've been able to see that in the past, and then you get to do it here, which I think is awesome, because not everybody realizes how stressful it can be planning a wedding.
Oh yeah.
So being able to have that already in the back of your mind, knowing about it from your mom, and you said your aunt, is that right?
Oh, my mom's best friend.
Your mom and your mom's best friend. I really wanted to tell it to family, but that's fine. So that's really cool. We were able to do that. So we were talking a little bit about memories already from working here. You've only worked here a couple months, but Jerica was going to share, I think of it a little bit of an embarrassing memory, but something that I think that we've all actually done here.
Well, I like to laugh at myself a little bit, so it does make me laugh when I think about this. I was putting a prom dress away, and I didn't know that our racks are kind of like rectangular, like there's a bar on the bottom too. There's not just a top bar, and so I was really like reaching in there to like put a dress away, and I fell face first into a rack of dresses. And it was embarrassing. No one saw it, but then it was so funny that I had to tell everyone what happened, and then we all laughed at me, so.
I feel like it's nice to be able to laugh at yourself here, and I like that you had to tell everybody, because that's very what we all do. And it's not going to be the only time, because I feel like at least once a week, one of us is walking by the dresses or through the dresses, and it's like, oh, look at there's tulle slip.
Yeah.
So you get used to it, but I think it's a fun memory, and it's something that you're going to remember, and that we're going to be like, remember that one time, but we'll all be able to do that to each other.
Yeah. So
I really like doing that. So now I'm going to shoot some random questions, just so that you guys can all get to know Jerica a little bit better. So the first one, what's your favorite color?
Yellow.
Yellow. That's I don't hear yellow a lot. You have kind of a yellowish sweater on, so that makes sense. I like yellow. I like blue, personally, better.
Blue is my second favorite.
Okay, okay, we can still be friends. Yellow like sunflowers, though, like Amanda's wedding.
Yeah.
There we go. What is your favorite ice cream?
Chocolate with brownie chunks.
Oh my gosh, yes. Are you like me? Would you like more chocolate the better?
Yes, more chocolate the better. Yes. Chocolate with chocolate sauce with actually like a little marshmallow sauce on there.
Oh, yeah, I'm a fan. I think Jason could probably attest. I was talking about getting ice cream yesterday, and he was like, well, you go to Culver's and get this. And I was like, but Quick Trip has a really chocolatey one that we could get. The best chocolate ice cream. But I'm a fan of chocolate myself. What is... See, I didn't think of all of these before, so I'm like just throwing things out. I'm going to do the most important one to me. This is important. Dog or cat?
Cat.
Cat. I love. See, she did tell me that earlier.
Did.
It's a good thing. Every time, if you've watched my show in the past, you know if people are dog people, it's like, maybe. But can you share why?
I was afraid of dogs when I was a child. Like, big dogs just scared me, and so like they kept me from going to sleepovers and going to people's houses, and it was really embarrassing that I was afraid of dogs. I'm not afraid of dogs anymore. I'm fine, but it's still just kind of a thing where I'm like, I love cats.
Yes, I understand. But once again, another thing where you can say, you can get past those fears, right?
Yes, you can.
We all have them as little kids, and sometimes we grow. I'm still scared of spiders, so you've beaten me here. But I totally understand the cat person thing. Totally, me too. I love them. My husband would not agree. I know many other people would not agree, but I'm with you there on the cats. So that is a little bit about Jerica. If you have any questions for her, let us know. And if she feels okay answering them, we'll let you know. Okay? But thanks for tuning in to Shop Talk with Sarah. And we will see you again next week. Bye.